Hey, what's going on, guys? I got with me a very special guest here who lives in Cebu, Philippines. You guys should know who he is. He's world famous. See him all over the place. Mr. Bobby D. How you doing today?
I'm doing fine, Markel. How you doing, my man? You all
Not
right?
too bad. Not too bad. So you don't take
Good.
take a moment and introduce yourself. Let
Okay.
people know a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Hey, buddy. Hey, how y'all doing today? This is Bobby D. My name is Bobby D. They call me the Bobby D man, the amazing expat man in the Philippines. But my real name is Bobby Dix. I'm from originally born in Charleston, South Carolina. Lived there when I was 16. Then I moved to Atlanta, Georgia. That's my home in USA. Home right now in USA. But I'm living here in the Philippines. I grew up in the States, and I grew up had always had good jobs, always had money, and I always did well. But I always in my mind I could do better, and I could be treated better. So eventually, I had graduated from college, got my master's, got a good job always, and then I got divorced, man. Hmm? Some of y'all had that right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did. I
Call
got
me.
and it changed my world, man. And when I got my divorce, man, I was like, man, I'm done with these women, man. Through with them. They ain't nothing. I've been all my life. I worked for this woman, man, 20 years, and she turned around and left me like that. Hey, man, I was turned off for a whole year of women, man. And then after a year, I said, I need some company. I need somebody to touch, reach out and touch somebody. You know what I'm saying? Get a little personal. And so I started speaking. And then what I did was, I said, no, you can't fool these women in the US. They ain't about nothing, man. All they want is your money. That's it. And I said, no, man, I can't go that route no more. So I had a friend, his name was Mike. I worked at Verizon at that time, network technician. And Mike said, man, I'm married to a woman, man. She's a Thai woman, man. She's Thailand. She's good. And they treat you right, man. They treat you real good. I said, yeah. So he gave me the website. I went on there. Hey, man, how you doing? I said, y'all thinking the Lord? I said, wait, what? What you say? Anyway, we had a barrier language, a language barrier, and I couldn't communicate to Thai people properly. Someone was halfway somewhere in there, and I said, I can't do that, man. And so he said, try Philippines. So I tried the Philippines, and that one worked. It clicked. They were the language was a little bit shaky, but I could understand them. They could understand me. So that's how I started dating online. I dated online. I did that for about I met a whole bunch of them online, but it took me 7, man. The 7th one was the right one, baby, and that was at least the one I got now.
Quick
So
question.
I learned a lot that time. Go ahead, Michael.
Quick question. What was your motivation to keep you going? Because you went through a bunch of women on the
Yeah.
process. So why didn't you give up? Because you probably had some bad ones along the way, and you probably had some that, yeah, I don't know about this. You stood back one time just where, yeah, I don't know about this. This is going to work. So what kept you motivated to keep going?
One thing that kept me motivated, my buddy at work, his name was Mike. He was a white guy, but we got on well. And he said, "Oh, man, you need to keep on trying, man, because I got me one and they good." He said, "Them Asian ladies, man, they the best." He said, "They treat you like a king." And my wife do everything for me, man, and I don't have to worry about nothing. I said, "Okay." He said, "I sure don't want no more American women." I was tired of being alone, so I kept on going. I kept on, and I knew in the back of my mind, I knew that there was someone out there that I could click with, because a lot of them was close to where we should have been.
Right.
But eventually they turned out, I call them a dud. They turned out to be duds. So I had to eventually break it off and move on to the next, move on to the next. And I'm the kind of person that I'm persistent. I just don't take one no. I keep on going, because one no, you're gonna keep going. You don't get a lot of no's until you get one yes. I used to be a salesman, man. I can sell anything, but I know how to understand rejection. And a lot of problems with black men and men in particular, we can't deal with rejection.
Right.
And when somebody turn us down, we want to talk trash. Yeah, you ain't nothing. You stinking little self. I told me said to you when they say, I don't want you. I didn't want you anyway. I don't do that. Okay, thank you. I'm glad you saved me some time from investing in you, because you look like somebody that I wanted to invest in, but I'm moving on. That's how I did. And I just moved on till I find the right one, baby. And I didn't realize she was the right one until about maybe 6 months, we started talking. Then I realized this is what I want. And I pursued her for 5 long years. We dated 5 years in the Philippines.
Wow.
And it was hard because I knew I needed a 5-year plan to get to the Philippines. I had money, right? I had money, but I wanted more than enough. I didn't want, when I got here, I didn't want to worry about nothing. I could want to lay up. What I didn't want to work. And so I needed that kind of money. So I said, look, 5 years, can you give it to me? She said, first she was like, nah, you need to come here now. I said, nah, I can come here now, but we have just enough. I want more than enough. And so she waited, I waited, and when I got here, we got married. It took 5 years, and I've been here ever since. The people here in the Philippines are very, very friendly toward foreigners, and they treat you good. Go ahead, Mario.
You got married right when you got there right away?
Actually, it took about 6 months. 6 months after I got here, we got married. About 6 months, and that's
dating online. You have been dating online the entire time.
I have been dating online. Before I met her, I have been dating online for about maybe 3 years, something like that, 2 years, and a little bit. And then I met her. I had to stop because she was the right one, baby. I cut the dating online off, but I dated online with her for about 5 years, online with her only.
So total time you dated from the time you started to the time you met her and got sick. To the time you got there, you got how long? 8 years?
From the time I met her to the time we got married was about 5 years, right? About 5 years. Yeah, about 5 years. Wow. But I've been knowing her. I actually no, because I've been knowing 4 years. But I've been knowing you. How long I've been knowing you, Misty? 2000 what?
We started dating 2011.
2000. We started dating in April of 2011.
Yeah.
And then in November of 2015 is when I got married. So wow. It's been a while. It's been a while. And wow. It's been a best time. I've learned so much about her. I've learned so much about this culture. And I feel very free here. You know, I feel free. I feel free to be me, who I am, who I was intended to be. I don't feel controlled. I don't feel that people look at me on the basis of my color and call me the N-word and all. I don't deal with that. That's not here. You'll find it to a small degree, but for the most part, it's not an everyday occurrence. And in the USA, every day, man, every day you walk out your door, you're a target, man. You got something about it that's going to try to shake you down or make you down or put you down. And I'm not the one no more. I go back to the USA to visit. I'll never go back there to live, man. This is my life right here. And if we ever move from the Philippines, guess what? It won't be to the USA. It'll be someplace in Asia. People in Asia, to my liking, is they have the right mentality. They know how to treat people. And it's about honor and dignity and respect. And you don't get a whole lot of that as an African American in the United States. So I won't ever go back there to live. But this is my life, man. I've been here since 2000. I actually moved in 2014 here, and I've been here over 6 years, man. I've been living a life.
Okay, now did you visit in between the times?
Yes.
Before?
Yes.
Okay.
Prior to meeting me,
you did come in.
I've been here, man.
Let him talk first.
Huh? She watching show. She give me this direction. But yeah, I dated online. I traveled here for about 5 years before I actually moved here for permanently. Okay. That's where I began to know I could live here and I would feel comfortable living here. But so I encourage anybody, if you want to move to a different country, always test it out. Test the waters out first. Move here, test it out. See how it's going to work for you. And if you like it, you know what it's about. You can move. But if you don't, then you find someplace else. Like I got a guy, Terry Flynn, you know Terry on the show. He went to Dominican Republic last week for 2 weeks. He said he was nice. You know, he said he didn't find nobody he wanted, but he said it was nice. He had a great time. He saw the other side there, you know, and that's what people need to start doing, venturing out. You know, there's more places to live in this world other than the United States. The United States is a good country. You know, so I always keep my citizenship. You know, I love the United States. But for me, my freedom of how I want to live in life is Asia. It's in the Philippines. And this is where I'm happy here, man. More happier than I've ever been in my entire life. I'm serious. And when you find the right one that you can be with and be happy with, it makes it yourself feeling like you're complete, you know? And so I'm happy, man. I'm the best version of Bobby D I have ever been. And I'm just
Every time I talk to you, bringing that energy. I told you, every time I feel you bringing that energy.
I bring it, man. I bring it like I feel it, man. This is how I feel. In the USA, I was beat down. Like, good work, man. Only got to punch the clock. Out here, I ain't got to punch no clock, man. I'm my old boss.
Okay, all right, Bobby D. So here's like some pertinent questions I got ahead of time when people ask me about the Philippines.
Okay.
Number one question: how much do you need to live decent? You don't have to live in a mansion. You don't have to live, real real crazy. Just somewhere decent that they can
Okay.
live, nice, clean areas, safe. They don't have to worry about the stuff being stolen from them. So what do they need for that?
Okay. Good question. I get that question a lot. I tell you, the way you want to live in the Philippines depends on you. Okay. If you're an extravagant kind of guy, you want the best, the finest, and everything. You're gonna need some Monte. You're gonna need at least I would say at least 3,000 a month if you want to live really, really extravagant and look good, just like you would live in the USA. Look extra, one of the best, one of the and you party, you're gonna need at least 3,000 a month. If you just want to be average, want to live nice, decent, you don't need the best of this, the best of that, but you want to live decent. That's sort of moderate living. Then you probably need about maybe 18, maybe 1,500 a month. If you just want to look bare bones, like in the province life, you need $1,000 a month. Man. Some people live on less than that. So it depends on where you want to live, and it depends on your lifestyle, how extravagant you want to live. But the bare bones minimum, if you want to come out here and you want to live in a province life, man, you buy $800 to $1,000 a month, and you
But
can
what's
live.
province? You don't mind explaining the province? What's province like?
Okay, province is like country. Okay,
Okay.
let's see, like Tuscaloosa, Alabama. I don't know how, country town, where you won't find the big malls, you won't find the big cinemas, you'll find the basics, okay? And mostly this country town. If everybody lived in the country, that's how it's going to be. Bare bones, bare minimum, and no taxis. You just walk where you got to go. Find somebody with a bicycle or motorcycle.
Hold up. There's no transportation at all when you go out there?
Most of the country town, they don't have no transportation except for a motorcycle. You got somebody got a motorcycle and catch a ride with them, or they may have, what else they got? Little jeepney, tricycles, stuff like that. You may have a jeep, but most of the smaller towns, they don't have jeep. So you got to have your own transportation, or you walk where you got to go. That's in a lot of the province towns. So if you want to live that lifestyle, you can find like a 3 or 4 bedroom house for like $200 a month, man, rent it, and it's everything's in there, So I don't want that lifestyle. I chose the city life. I like Cebu. The major city in Philippines is Manila. That's the largest capital of the Philippines. And a lot of people go there to live as Americans because, especially veterans, because the VA is there, VA hospital. And so they need the whatever VA care, whatever, want to be close to it. So they go. They only have one VA hospital in the Philippines, that's in Manila. So a lot of veterans will usually go there, but I can't. I'm a veteran, but I won't go there because I don't like Manila. It's like little New York, man. It's too congested. And every time you turn around, somebody want to try to pick your pocket. I got time for that, man. Anybody got time to talk? I live in a city where it's not as big as Manila, a little bit smaller, but it has everything I want as far as the city life is concerned. And I feel comfortable here. It's got movies, it's got cinemas, transportation, buses, jeepneys, anything you want. And I drive here. I will not drive in Manila. It's too congested, and the people drive like maniacs there. So find the right place. Do your research. Find the right place you want to live. Are you a city boy, country boy, whatever, and then find the right person you want to be with. Always it's good, it's very helpful to have a companion when you come out here if you're a foreigner, because they help you become adjusted and acclimated to your environment, and they show and teach you things that will help you get along in the country. And so when I came here, thank God I have Lisa D. She helped me out a lot, man. She helped me out a lot. And so I always tell somebody, Bobby, I don't know nobody. Get online, go to the dating site, and then start talking to the women. And when you find somebody you like, come out and make sure they legit. Don't give them no money online. That's the first thing some mama said. I ain't had no food to eat. Can you send me 500 pesos, please? They say, oh, sure. Well, I send it. Go to Western Union and I get money. And you send them. Don't send them no money, man. You don't know nothing about these women. Don't send them nothing, man. When you get to really want to know them, come see them. If you like them that much, go see them. Save your money up. Come see them. But travel is the thing. You got to travel. You got to go out of your comfort zone if you want to learn some new places. If you want to do new things, and see new things, and be with new people, get out of your comfort zone. I tell everybody, it's more to life than just living in the United States of a doggone America. I call it a doggone America because they gone to the dogs. You know why they gone to the dogs? Because they treating people like you and me bad. We got this melanin in our skins. We black. They don't treat us right, man. And when they don't treat us right, they wrong. George Floyd, right? They trial to run right now, and they I stuff on a TV right now. Look how they treated that man. You know what I'm saying?
That is hard to watch. That is hard to watch.
Yeah, it's hard, man. I saw a guy on TV, 61-year-old guy. He broke down in tears, man. He was so hurt. He saw him. He said, "Man, we did." He started crying, man. It hurt my heart. I felt like crying with him, man. You know, I can't take that no more. I don't want that no more. So I can't go back. I go back to visit my people, but living there, nah. I go well free, man. So you guys out there want to move, start getting yourself prepared. Get your money right. Get your money tight. And when you got that, move, man. Go and find some place. There's so many different places that you can go to Colombia. Markel's out there. He knows it's nice out there too. You know, you don't have to come to the Philippines, but that's where I'm at.
What state do you recommend for someone going to the Philippines for the first time?
For the first time, what? Oh, for the first time, I would recommend Cebu. And the reason why I recommend Cebu is because I live here. I'm a little partial to it, but it's got a little bit of everything. If you want province, which is country life, it's about maybe an hour away. You drive there. If you want city life, everything you need is here. You got movies, you got malls, huge malls. You got all kind of outdoor activities, fishing, scuba diving, anything you want is here in city life. But if you want down, a lot of people like, province life. They like to be secluded. They like to be small town, but that's available here as well. So I would recommend you go to Cebu. If you're a country kind of guy, you just want to be secluded, you would go to Manila. That's where Lisa D is from, a small town. But they offer not as much as a big city, but if you want small town life, you don't like to be crowded by a lot of cars and all that kind of stuff, then go to Medellin or another city. Okay, she said Boogoo, which is Boogoo. Boogoo. Bogo, excuse me. They pronounce it Boogoo, Bogo. That's another small city in province life. It is near here as well, so you would enjoy it. But Cebu is my primary suggestion to anybody. The first time I ever came to the Philippines, I came to Cebu, Philippines. And I've been to a whole bunch of other places here, but for me and my lifestyle and what I like, Cebu is the best for me.
Okay. Can you see this next question?
Yes, it says, can you explain the visa requirements, Mr. Bobbi? Okay. Visa requirements, if you come into the Philippines as a tourist, it's called a 9A visa, tourist visa, okay? And all the thing you need to get here, right now they closed down because of the pandemic, okay? When they open it back up, the only thing you need to get is a valid visa that will not expire within the first 6 months. You need a valid visa, okay? And then you need maybe an ID, driver's license. That's it. All you need, man. And you,
Passport is number one.
Did I say visa? I'm sorry, I meant passport. You need a valid passport, not a visa. I meant to say passport. You need a valid passport that does not expire within within 6 months. Okay, that's all you need. Once they open it back up, and that's all you need. And you make sure you're not a felon, because they're gonna check your background. If you got a felon, you may have some trouble getting in the country. But if you have your record's clean, you ain't got none of that. Nobody, you're not running from the po-po, you're not running from the law, you'll be all right. Just have a valid passport, okay? That's all you need. And or as a secondary ID, you may want to have your driver's license. But that's all you need. That's all you need. As the temporary visa, once you get in, you will be allowed to stay here for 29 days, okay? Temporary visa. After 29 days, if you still want to continue living here for a little bit, you can then say, okay, what can I do? You know, go down to the Bureau of Immigration. They'll say you need to apply for an extension. You apply for an extension and you can stay up to 60 days here. After the 60 days, you can renew that extension continually every month, renew it for 36 months. Okay. So you can stay at 3 years on that, extending your visa for 36 months, 3 years. After the 36 months is up and you still want to stay here, you have to leave the country for one 24-hour period, then you can come right back the next 24 hours and start the whole cycle over again, rinse and repeat. So that's what a lot of people do. I met a guy from the UK yesterday. That's what he's done. He's been here for like 7 years. The guy been here 7 years, man, and he loves it here. He's a UK British guy. You know, I couldn't talk to him too long, but he took it, man. I said, look, man, I can't I been mask off. I said, look, man, can you put your mask on, please? I can't talk to you. I have my mask and my face shield. I hear you have to wear a mask and a face shield. So, look, man, I appreciate you being nice and all like that. Put your mask. He said, I don't have to put it up. I said, okay, man, I'll talk to you later. I had to walk away from him. He didn't want to put a mask on. But he said he had lived there 7 years. He loves it here and all like that. And he come talking about, you know, man, people with me, they need to stop this mask stuff. And you know, people, I mean, he said, if you get the vibe, man, you're going to be all right. I said, no, you're not going to be all right. I said, you have a comorbidity, you have underlying condition, and you catch that virus, you're going to be in some trouble. He said, well, I said, do you have any underlying? No, I don't have. I said, well, then you need to stop that right there. Stop that talk. He was talking crazy, man. That's what I'm telling you. You find some crazy foreigners out there, expats out there too. When you find a crazy one, you keep it moving. That's what I had to do with him. I had to keep it moving, man. People like, you know, but that's how life is out here, man. Okay, how much do you extend every month? How much do you pay to extend? Oh, like what, 800, 500? How much? It's about 3,000 pesos, which is about like $70.
What?
It's not that much, yeah. And then if they have another thing called a 6-month extension, so rather than paying monthly, you can pay for 6 months at a time. And it's cheaper that way. They reduce the price on it. It's not the regular 70 a month. I think they do it like 50 a month, something like that, 30 a month. So it reduce your price. The longer you extend it, the less it goes down to pay for your price. But yeah, when I first moved here, I had the 9A tourist visa, which I just described to you. But after I got married to Lisa D, then I applied for what's called the 13A marriage visa, okay? With the 13A marriage visa, it's a permanent resident visa. So now I am a permanent resident of the Philippines. I'm not a citizen of the Philippines, but I am a permanent resident. That means I'm permanently allowed to stay here and I'm legally resident of the Philippines, okay? So I paid, like, when I first applied, I paid like 15,000 pesos, so like $300. And then they gave me the temporary permanent visa. You have to be on probation for a year to make sure you don't get in jail. You know, you're not a terrorist and all like that. They check your record. Then after the year, they go back and verify that you was okay. And then you pay I paid like another $300. And they made it permanent rather than temporary. So I've had that so far. And on a permanent resident visa, you can come and go when you get ready, man. You don't have to. It's no monthly extensions. None of that. Once time you pay, once I pay the 2 fees, that's it. Once a year, the only thing I have to do is go down to the Bureau of Immigration and verify that I'm still living where I'm living and has anything changed. That's all and they charge me 300 pesos, 300 pesos like 500 pesos like $10. That's it. Once a year. That's it. And so I can come and go when I get ready because I've already established a residence here. I'm married. The key is being married to a Filipino. Because you're married to a Filipino, you allow more leeway. They know that you're not just going to get up and go, you know, because you got a residency. So that's the one I have right now. And if you're married, that's the one if you're married to a Filipino or thinking about, that's the one you should look towards getting. If you're just a regular guy that want to come check it out, and all like that, you want to stick with the 9A tourist visa because all you need is a valid passport. That's it. You got a valid passport. And if those of you guys that want to get your passport, go down to the post office. You take a picture. They take your picture and all like that. I think it's like 120 bucks, something like that. And a few months later, they send you back. You got to have your birth certificate. And they take your birth certificate and they keep it for that period of time. But when they issue your passport, you get it right back. So those of you who haven't never applied for a passport, go and do that, man. Because the first time before I went to, I had never applied for a passport before. You know, I never had a passport. And then I started, when you go to the Bahamas and Mexico and all that stuff, I went to a lot of countries, but I didn't need passports for those places. But when I went to the Philippines, you get a passport. I was like, what? So I went and got my passport, man, and I've been traveling ever since. Me and Lisa D have been to Singapore. We've been, Singapore, Thailand, Hong Kong, Japan. We've been all over, man. So this is the life, you know. And life is about living it to your fullest, living it to your best ability. And you can't live it, in my opinion, as an African American, you cannot live it to your best ability in the United States because they limit you, man. They got their feet on your neck. They got their knee on your neck. You might not feel it right now. But look, when you go out to take that loan out, try to get that loan for the house. Bank said, sir, what's your name? Joe Blow said, where you live? I live on the west side. The west side. Then they start putting their knee on your neck because you're not going to get that loan. Okay? I got a loan here, and I didn't even have to do half of the stuff I got to do in the state. We got a house, man. I'm telling you, man, it's time out for doing what the man say and living the white man life. Trying to be like the white, because you'll never be like the white man. Be you, do you. You are born to be a free man, African man, a black man. You can be an American, or you can be somewhere else, but you still can be an American wherever you are. Huh? But I chose to live my life here, and that's what I'm doing, and I'm happy. Yeah, man. I'm as happy as I can be. Well, but you know, I'll talk all day, but yeah, living the life, huh? you know how I do. Hey, but yeah, man. What else? We got another question. He said, JM, what's up, JM? You all right, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see. He said, do they use a whole passport page for every visa extension, or you're just a stamp? For a visa extension, they just get your passport, man. You don't even have, for extending the visa, they don't stamp your visa when you do an extension at all. Because your visa, they don't check your passport rather when you do an extension at all. They don't stamp it. Your passport is stamped when you enter the country and when you leave the country. That's the only time they stamp it. They give you a little small slip of paper showing that you have made an extension. Okay, and that's your record that you have an extension. You keep that until your extension expires. Every time you go and extend it for a month or 6 months or whatever, you get that little slip of paper. So you keep that with your passport, because if you get stopped or whatever, they're gonna say you've been extended, and you're gonna check your paperwork. And so that's all it is, man. There's no stamp on your passport. Once you come in here, stamp. Once you leave, stamp. That's it. Midnight, what's up, man? I like that name, man. Midnight Girl, man.
That's Uncle Allen. That's Uncle Allen. He was on last week.
Okay. The Midnight Train in Georgia too. Yeah, man. We on the same page, Groove. I like you, man. Hey, okay. He said, show us Mr. D. Mr. D. Mr. D. They want to see your face, baby girl. You want to show them?
No.
No. Filipinos are shy, you know what I'm saying? But she.
I will ask me a question.
Okay, I forgot. These D is a little bit challenged. Sometimes. Hello, girl. Hey, but yeah, my wife, we've been married for 5 years now. Yeah. It's going on 6. We were married 5 years, going on 6, and it's been the best wife I've ever had.
What's up? Hi, Marco.
How you doing?
Lisa D. Got it in the camera shot. Okay, this is Lisa D. Y'all, Michael knows her. Say hi.
Hello guys, I am the Tuba Queen, Lisa D. They call me Tuba Queen in our show.
They call her Tuba Queen, guys. If you don't know what tuba is, I'm gonna tell you what tuba is. Tuba is a drink, a local drink, a beverage, and
I'm not a drinker.
It's made from coconut, and it's actually a wine, coconut wine, basically what it is. And she got the name on our show. They said she looked a little tipsy one day, but she don't even drink, man. But since she looked a little tipsy that day, they started calling her Tuba Queen. And she been going by that name ever since, man. Tuba Queen Lisa. But her name is Lisa D. She's the sweetest person you would want to meet. We get along very well together. And we have a great life here. She's just the best friend I could ever ask for. We're here together 24/7, 7 days a week, and I'm loving it, man. She helps me with what I got to do. I help her with what she got to do, and we try to help each other meet our goals in life, And we have a great time doing it, man. We have our ups and downs like everybody else. I'm not trying to say everything. We live in a land of utopia. Everything's perfect. No, ain't nothing perfect in life, man. It's what you make of your life that counts, okay? You can take it, you can make it, you can break it, you can shake it, but I'm gonna make this thing happen. And that's what we do. It takes work, baby. Work. Don't twerk it, work it. So we work our marriage, we work our relationship, and we grow our relationship. And that's what you got to do. You can't put it on a woman. I know like what she did to me and I did it. Now, what did you do? You want to say that, huh? Yeah, you want to put it all on her? No, it takes two, baby. It takes two to make this thing go and to make this thing grow. Don't put it all on her. Huh? You a leader. Are you a leader or you a follower? You a man, right? You a man, you're supposed to lead. You don't follow nobody. Look at us, lady. Let's go. When I say let's go, we go. But I don't boss her. She's her own woman and she respects my leadership. When a woman respects your leadership, she will follow you to the ends of the earth. When she don't respect your leadership, she ain't going nowhere. And nothing you do gonna make a difference in her life. She want to break away from me. So she respects me, I respect her, and we keep it decent like that. I'm loving it, man. This is the life to live. You think I'm playing with you, man? Come up here and sit. Come to the Philippines. Now I'll show you how I live, man. I'll show you how we do it. It's easy. I'm not trying to make it look like it's just all peaches and herb and everything. No, but it's what you make it. What you put into anything is what you get out. If you put no work in it, you're gonna get nothing out of it. You put the work in, you're gonna reap the benefit. I put the work in, baby, every day of my life. I put the work in. I worked a long time of my life, and I'm enjoying my life, the rest of my life right now, and it's good, man. It can't get no better. I got my first stimulus check. I had, the first 2 stimulus checks you guys got. I didn't get none, man. I got my first stimulus check.
You cannot get over on it.
Because it was a big deal. You know why I can't? Because it hurt me, man. I was hurt by that. Mr. Trump took Marte out of my pocket.
You will get hurt also if you didn't marry me.
Yeah, we got hurt. Well, I'm so thankful that I married these
You
people.
won't have me also.
Yeah, but I married her, man. And some of you guys don't believe, you think marriage is a dirty word. It's okay, man. Whatever you want to do. Most of the guys that come over here don't really marry the Filipinos. You just live with them. It's okay, man. If you want to live with them, be friends, that's right. But marriage is another step. If you want to go to that, we can do it too. But it's up to you, man. The main thing is get your mind right. Okay? Focus on your goals in life. Plan, make your plan, and work your plan. That's what I did. I made a plan. I had a 5-year plan to get out of the United States. I worked my plan. I got my money right, tight, long, and strong, and I made the move. And you can do it too, man. Hey, man, I'm just a little Joe Blow like everybody else. I'm just like you, right? You like that, right? I'm just like you, man. And if I could do it, I'm not no rocket scientist. I'm just an average guy. And it don't take all that to move out of the country. Main thing, you got to have that Marte right and get your mind right. When you do those 2 things, you can go and you can grow in this world. Let's go. Yeah.
All right, Bobby, let's see. They was asking about rent for foreigners for a place like
that. Rent here, it depends on where you live again. If you want to live in a city of Cebu or a big city like Cebu, the rent here is you want a 2-bedroom or 1-bedroom condo. Mostly here, people rent condos that come from foreign countries or apartments. And a good apartment price will probably going to cost you about maybe $300 a month. Furnished apartment, maybe $300 a month. If you want something bigger than that, it's going to cost you about $400, $500. But if you just want the bare bones Filipino style life, you pay $100. Make you holler. Now, but a lot of people, I say give you different options because everybody doesn't do the same thing. Everybody doesn't have the same budget. Everybody has the same type of money. But if you got good money coming out here and you want to live good in the furnished, you want to have fully furnished place, all cable, all internet, everything. You want to go to what's called IT Park in Cebu City. IT Park is very similar to the United States, and it's going to be nice out there. Okay, everything is within walking distance. Malls within 2 malls within walking distance. eating places within walking distance, coffee shop. A lot of foreigners just hang out there at the coffee shop, drink coffee, and chit chat every day. You know, and it's nice out there. And usually you wind up paying about maybe 400, 500 a month. But that's the high end. Okay, that's the top end. The low end again, it's probably about two.
I think more than 500, my dear.
Maybe.
Remember we inquire something over there, and
Yeah.
then it was 28,000.
Pesos. You talking pesos, guys, not
Yeah,
dollars.
but that is more than 500.
Okay, I was talking dollars. She's talking pesos. Okay, pesos. 28,000 pesos is a little bit about. It's a little bit over 500. It's about maybe 550, 600 a month. Okay, but that's the high end. If you want a nice to be the best, clean everything. But if you want this everything, the variation between that 600 a month to about maybe two for a night for decent. But when you come out here, guys, if you decide to come out here, you want to make sure you choose a place that has security. Okay. Because a lot, just like Marco was telling me, sometimes people get ripped off. Okay. And that's just, anywhere you go, man, crime's crime. It happens, man. That's the fact of life. So as a foreigner, you have a target on your back. You got the multi, and somebody wants some of that multi, and so they're going to come and get it. You know? But so you have to protect yourself. And what you want to do is make sure you have security. We've got a guard. We have a 24-hour guarded security, gated security area. And everybody, you don't have to have all of that, but if you go to a condo, most condos have security at the beginning, at the door, so they can check your ID, make sure they know who you are and all that. But that's what I would suggest: find some place that have security.
How about apartments?
Apartments, a lot of apartments don't have security, but you can find a decent apartment, a decent area, you may be all right.
Apartments, I think they have security.
You talking about condo apartments?
No, is it what is it called? That different? The condo and apartment?
Yeah, condos are different. Condominium.
Yeah.
High-rise, condominiums, apartments in ground level.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And they don't have security guard?
Some do and some don't, but most of them don't.
But it is cheaper.
Yeah, it's cheaper in an apartment than a condo. That's for sure.
Okay,
but go ahead.
Got a question for you. So when it comes to just buying stuff in general, if you're not going to like a mall, you're going to a mom and pop store, is it better to have a Filipina or someone who's local with you instead of you trying to buy it on your own and possibly get a different price than what a Filipina would get?
It is much better always to have a local person, a Filipino, with you, because what happens here, they have what's called the regular price, Filipino price, and they got the Cano price. Cano, it's short for Americano.
They got the same thing here. They call it gringo pricing.
Okay. Gringo. Yeah, man. So then, it's a double-edged sword, So I always make sure I got at least a deal if I'm gonna buy something, especially if it's something I know it's gonna cost me some money, because the fact that she's Filipino, they're gonna give it a regular price. Right. And then sometimes she can negotiate lower than that price. But if I come in here, usually it's double the price. I mean, how much? I'm not playing it. And I go get these deals, send in there, they give her a different price. But
That's right.
You definitely want to make sure that you have a local with you, or unless you've established a relationship. I've been here so long now, I've established a relationship with these people. They don't give me some places I go, I've been going there, they don't pay that kind of price on me because they know I'm not going to buy. But they know me now. And so some of the places will accept me without having her there. But the places, any place go I knew that's new, I sent her out. Well, when we bought this house, man, I sent Lisa D by herself and then she got a locked in price on it. And then when I came with her, they're like, ooh. They could have got some more money, but we had already locked in contracted price on the house. So you got to use your head out there, man. And take every advantage you can when you have a Filipino with you. But like I said, man, it's always best to have a Filipino with you when you buy something, or when you come out here, guys. I know you don't have might not know anybody out here, but go online and start dating. Get you some friends out here before you start coming out here.
Can you get by with Spanish when dealing or doing business with the locals? I know it's a little like Spanish, but I don't think it's the same.
No, it's not. Let me explain this. The Philippines was owned by 3 different countries. Number 1 was Spain. So they have a Spanish background. They were owned by Spain for 400 years. The history of the Filipino people is similar to African Americans. They were dominated by the Spanish people for 400 years, treated like slave, beat it, all the stuff what they happened to us, they happened to them. Okay, so 400 years of that. Then they finally got free, and Japan got them. And then after Japan Japan had them for 40. Wait a minute. Yeah, no, they got free. Then Japan had them for like 2 years, and then the USA had them for like 40 years. Okay, we gave the Philippines their freedom. I think it was like 1956 or 46. Anyway, we gave them their freedom. So they were influenced by Spanish, Japanese, and USA. So they have a lot of words that are Spanish, but it is not Spanish. In the Philippines, they have over 3,000 dialects, several thousand dialects. But the two main languages here that they speak are English and Filipino, which is Tagalog. Okay, so they have two national languages, Filipino and Tagalog, and both of those languages.
Filipino is a language.
Right. Yeah, two national languages, Filipino and English. However, Filipino is filled with a lot of Spanish words, so some of the words you might be able to pick up, but it is not Spanish. So you come out here, you say "Cómo está acá?" Okay, that means how are you? It means the same thing in Spanish.
Right.
Estás. Usted is Spanish. Como just means how are you in Spanish. I speak Spanish as well, but you will get away with a few Spanish words, but you're gonna feel lost because it's not all Spanish. Okay, so you not really. You get away with a few of it, but not much.
Let's see. If you get a SRRV visa, only $1,500 to put in a bank account through the PRA.
That's right.
What is that? What is the SRRV visa?
Retirement. It's a retirement visa for retired people. I think single resident. Anyway, basically the the PRA is called the Philippine Retirement Authority. They are the ones that hand out the SRRV visa, and I can't think all the initials, but it's a retirement visa, and you can put $1,500 in the bank. Now that $1,500 actually is if you're a veteran. If you're not a veteran, you'll have to put more of that in. It's like $10,000 in the bank. But if you're a veteran, you can put a $1,500 in the bank and get your retirement account, and that will allow you. Like I have the 13A visa that allows me to come and go when I get ready. No monthly payments, all that stuff. That's the same privilege they have. They become a retired, permanent resident visa person in the Philippines, and that's if you're a veteran, that $1,500 you can pay. But if you're a non-veteran, then you will have to pay $10,000 and put the $10,000 in the bank. However, right now they have all the retirement visas. Everything is on hold until they open it up until the pandemic is done. So it may be next year or end of the year before they start opening it back. They're not taking any more applications on nothing for new people coming in the country right now, as far as foreigners right now. But yeah, he was right. $1,500 is for a veteran. You have to be a veteran, U.S. veteran. They open it up and let you in, and that's a good price. $1,500. That's the $1,500. That's a good price to pay a veteran for a veteran permanent resident visa. A lot of countries charge you way more than that.
Yeah. What we got here? Let's see. Weren't they once considered a U.S. territory? I don't think they were. They?
Yeah, I don't know if it was a unit territory or not, but we own them. We own this country for 40 years. That's why we have a VA here, and not only do we have a VA,
the Air Force base and the Navy base that was there, that was in
Clark Air Force Base, Manila. We had Air Force bases here, you name it, man. And it was just like being in USA for a long time. And we got a VA still here. We have a Social Security Administration still here. So that's why a lot of veterans come here, because everything you need is here. As far as if you're a VA, the VA is here. If you need Social Security, it's here. You don't have to go back to the States to get this data. It's right here. And that's why the United States and the Philippines have a solid, long-term relationship. And they make a lot of money off of US dollars. And, so we'll always have that relationship. We own this country for 40 years. Own it. We gave them their freedom. And a lot of people in the Philippines love it. When you come out here, some places will be just like America. You're like, wow, you feel the same. And then there's some place when you get to a different area, wow, that's different. But you'll see the difference. It's a big culture shock in some places. In some places, you feel very, very familiar. You'll be very, very comfortable. Like I mentioned, IT Park. You got this like being in America. But other places, you're like, I know I'm in the Philippines. Especially if you move to the province, everything out there is slow, and you feel like you're 10 years back or 20 years back in time. You feel like you're going back in time when you go to the province. Because you see people still farm with the bulls and stuff. They get the bulls to get up. And they do the bull to farm the land. That's what you find in the province.
You
They
see
don't have
that?
no.
You go in certain areas here, you see that too.
Oh, really?
They do stuff by hand. A lot of this stuff, I got to put it on video because I'm like, how do they get this machine to go up this hill and sideways to plant all this stuff? No,
Right.
they doing it by hand. They got a horse. They take out there and they got them pull it and they put it in by hand. I was like,
that's what they do here. That's everything. It's amazing when I go to the farmers. I feel like I'm going back in time. But that's just the way of life for some people. They don't know no other way. That's all they know, and they're happy doing it too.
Right.
They don't have much, but they're happy with what they have. And you'll find the people here are some of the happiest and friendliest people in the world. I've traveled the world, man. I'm telling you, man. I can't find nobody happier than the Filipino people. Very nice. They treat you with respect. Yes.
Different countries, but let me ask you this one because I'm surprised this one hasn't come up yet. Can you open a bank account with just your passport here? Or do you need different ID?
Okay, good question. You can open a banking account here, but you do need some ID. You need your driver's license. You need your passport. You need what's called a alien registration card, alien certificate of registration. They call it an ACR card, alien certificate of registration. That's a card that they give you once you've been here at least 6 months or more. You have to go and apply for it, and you show them your residence. You have to have a residence to get that card here, and that you've been here so long. And once you get that ACIR card and a passport, then they'll allow you to apply for a bank account or a saving account or checking account. Now, if you know somebody, if you know that you know somebody, you can get it without that. That's what I did. I didn't have my ACR. I got it my first few months I got it. I didn't have an ACRI card, but Lisa D knew somebody that got me in, without it. But it was a small bank. The small bank want business, right? So they took me. And then I had a checking account. But after a while, I realized that the services that small bank had wasn't what I needed. I needed more than that. So I canceled that account and I got with a big bank because I had my ACRR card. Then the big banks won't take me without a ACRR card. So I got a major account with a major bank now. So yeah, you can get in there, but you do have to have the proper identification. What is like in the Medellin, Michael?
It's same. Well, you can because I did it before I got my visa. I opened an account with Colombia here, but someone recently said they went and they won't allow them to do that anymore. This was a little over 2 years ago that I did that with just need my visa, my passport book. I did it with my passport card.
Right.
And I had no problem. I didn't even put money in. They opened an account, gave me a savings debit account, and I walked out.
You know what? They're saying that too here. I think there must have been some changes in the banking laws because a few people have mentioned to me that they tried to do the same thing with the ACRI card and their passport and they couldn't get it. So I think there must have been some change to the international banking laws that's preventing them from doing it. Because I got mine. I got my account about 4 or 5 years ago. So yeah, there must have been some changes causing that, but it happens here on occasion as well.
Okay. Now that ACR card, if I'm not mistaken, once you get that card and you're here for a while, don't you need another card in order to leave? Like you got to get clearance to leave, because if you don't get clearance and you go to the airport, they're not going to let you get on that plane.
Right. No, you're right about that. You need what's called a exit clearance certificate, ECC.
Right.
If you've been here you've been in the Philippines 6 months or more or longer, you cannot leave this country without an ECC. That's an exit clearance certificate. And you need that because it shows that you have no debt. You're not a criminal. You have not committed a crime here. And you're running from the Philippine police to get back to the USA. Mess somebody up. But what happens here, man, there's a lot of perverts come out here. And the reason why they do it, they come out here for the, sex trafficking, kids and pedophile, all kind of crazy people come out here. And so Philippines have laws to try to capture those people and keep them from doing crazy stuff. So you're gonna check your background. You got to have an exit clearance certificate, and then you can leave. Without that, you're not. I remember I read one where this guy was trying to get out of the country, man, and they stopped him. He didn't have his ACC, and he had to wind up staying out here 3 more weeks before he got it, man, before he left. And he had to borrow money from home, but he had no hotel money. He had nothing. So yeah, you want if you've been out of 6 months or more, you're required to have the ECC, or you will not leave this country. That's it.
Let's see. What cheap airline do you recommend? GI fly from US and which route?
Okay.
I think he froze on me there. Yeah, he froze on me. Okay, so I know. Well, let's see. GI flies from US and which route? Now that one I can't tell you on the Philippines, man. I do know that you can take if you are 100% or a retiree, you can still take. Damn, I forgot what the hell you call those flights now. I haven't taken one so long. We used to call it a hop, but I forgot what you call it now. But I know you can take a flight to Guam, but I don't know where you're based out of. Now you can get on one of those flights to get you to Guam, which is more than halfway there, and then you had to take your flight from Guam to the Philippines. But yeah, okay, he back. Yeah, I don't know what route that is.
I don't. We got cut off. Sorry about that, guys. Um, but I don't know about cheap flight. As far as the GI, if you're a veteran, I think you can probably hook up with the U.S. Air Force, whatever. I think my dad was a 20-year veteran, and he was able to fly anywhere he wanted to, not to catch a GI flight. In fact, he said he was flying free. When my dad passed away, God bless him. But he said he could fly free anywhere in the country because he had a 20-year GI. He was a 20-year GI veteran. So if you know that, then you would probably want to search with the VA or find out what you can do with that. However, if you're just a regular person trying to get to the Philippines, I don't know. I wouldn't recommend no cheap flight. You don't want a cheap flight. You want a nice flight. And the nice flight's going to cost you some money, okay? And the airlines I use Korean Airlines. That's one of the best airlines that get you to Eastern Asia, Southeast Asia. Korean Airlines, they treat you like royalty. You're going to pay some money, but it's going to be worth it. As soon as you get on the flight, on the airplane, man, you sit back and they give you slippers. They say, take off your shoes, sir. You want you to relax? Relax, sir. You take off your shoes, put your slippers on. And then a few minutes later, they come back with a hot towel. Oh, your hot towel, sir. You get the hot towel, put on here, and they put on your face. They want you to relax before you even take off. And all through the flight, man, they give you food, snacks, food. And when you eat your food, ain't no paper plate, ain't no plastic plate. It's regular plate and it's metal spoons and forks. They'll give you the cheap watered down stuff like these other airlines. Nah, they treat you like a king. Qatar Airlines, Korean Airlines, and Singapore Airlines are the best airlines to travel. The cheaper out of those would probably be Singapore and Qatar. Korean gonna cost you some money. But the routes you will travel, if you're coming in from, go ahead, Mark.
I was gonna ask, what about Philippine Airline? I see them coming out of LA all the time. Are they any good?
They used to be really bad, man. My first trip here, I took them, and it was terrible. And then I took them another time, but it got even worse. But now they're getting better. They have won some awards for how they treating people, and they're okay now. But I still don't. I like Korean, but you can fool Singapore, Delta. Delta used to be. I don't know. Delta used to be bad. Delta used to be bad, but they done went up. They done came up. But Singapore and Delta, I used to drive. Philippines and Delta. Those two I first started using to get out here, and I let them go when I found Korean, and I take Singapore, or I take. There's another. Okay, if you want a discount airline, Cathay Pacific, CHATY Pacific. They're very discounted oriented. And that's a good price to get. They'll give you a good price to get here. But I choose Korean Airlines, and the route I choose, because I live in Cebu, I want a direct flight to Cebu. I don't want to stop off in Manila. If you stop off in Manila, you might get some discount. It may be cheaper to stop on in Manila to go from there, and you get a flight to wherever you want to go. But I want to fly directly in Cebu. It costs me a little bit more, but I don't like fooling with that Manila airport. And the reason why is a lot of people don't want to try to rip you off from the airport. So I try to avoid Manila as much as possible. But as far as the GI part of it, I'm not so sure on how you would go.
Yeah, it's called Space A. I couldn't think of the name of it because when you went off, I was saying, yeah, we used to call it a hop, but he's right. It's Space A travel.
Okay.
It depends. If you're a retiree, you got higher status. But as a disabled veteran, without being a retiree, you're the lowest man on the totem pole. So if a family comes And you could be on the plane, but if a family come, they gonna kick you off the plane and put the family on the plane.
They bump you, man. You get bumped up. Yeah, my dad used to tell me about that. He said, I can fly anywhere I want to go. You know, because he was tired veteran, man. So
Right.
he never paid for no flight when he wanted to go places. But yeah, I never got that far. But I'm telling you, man, coming to the Philippines, you want to, if you're not, unless you're going to Manila, you want to try to avoid Manila as much as possible. It's
Yeah.
just not necessary.
So so in Cebu at the airport, they didn't have the bullet scam and all that stuff that they had in Manila.
Nah, they didn't have the bullet scam in Cebu, but they had it in Manila. Y'all don't know about if y'all don't know about the bullet scam, let me tell you real quick. The bullet scam was it's a ripoff, man. It was a ripoff of foreign people, and it was the Filipinos trying to get money. They always gonna try to find a way to get some of your monte, you know, and you know they don't have a lot of money, so they find ways. So what you would do is you're a traveler, you're coming through there, they check your bag, say, "You got a bullet, man. You got a bullet in your bag." So what bullet? How did they get in there? Because they planted the bullet in there, okay? And they said, "Well, look here, man. We got two choices. We can lock you up like we're supposed to, or if you got some Monte, you know, you can squeeze my palm a little bit, we get you on and let you go." So most people just give them the money, and then some people stopped. "I'm not giving you nothing. Lock me up." They locked them up, and then it came to be a big scam, man. When they found out about it. That happened about 4 years. It was a big problem 4 years ago.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
gotten better since the
It was all over the news. It was all over the news.
Did you hear about it? Yeah, man, it was nationwide, and it was international. And then when Duterte got in office, he said, "We're gonna stop that." He said, "We look like fools all over the world, putting bullets in people's bags, scamming. We stop it. And if I find anybody doing it, I'm gonna fire you on the spot." And that's what happened. They don't do it no more. They don't do it no more. They had to stop, man. They got so many people started getting fired. They stopped it, but you very seldom find that out here now. But Thailand just started doing it, man. Thailand just started doing it. In fact, there was a brother. I did a story on one about maybe 6 months ago. There's a brother that came from Chicago, went there, and they found a bullet in it. They planted a bullet on him, and he's been there. He's still there right now. They won't let him leave. They have to take him to court. Everybody, their parents, they done called the U.S. Congressman, everybody trying to get him out. They still got him in jail right now. And so it just started over in Thailand. So it goes from one country to another. But right now, the bullet scam is the thing of the past out here. It used to be big, man.
Let's see. What are some of the beaten path or destinations that are hidden gems?
Well, Kawasawan Falls is a nice place for tourists to go. Kawasan Falls, it's very nice. It's a waterfall area. It's like sort of like Niagara Falls. Nice place, very cheap. You don't have to pay a lot of money to get there. And I'm from Cebu. It's like 2 hours away, not that far, but it's nice. It's beautiful. You want to swim, you want to scuba, horseback riding. Right here in Cebu, they have safari adventure. It's like you can see all the African animals, stuff like that, and all that kind of stuff. It's right here, like an hour drive from here. There's another place called Papa Kids. Huh? Whale shark. If you want to see, if you like whales and fishery and stuff like that, there's a whale shark park about a couple hours away from here, and people go there all the time. And you can see the whales. They beach on the whales, and you see them blowing the water out of their spouts and all like that. It's cool. It's a big thing there. And then you got a place out here called Papa Keats. That you can go horseback riding, scuba diving, fishing, golfing. There's a ton of stuff out here that you can see, and you will have a great time. One of the attractions that a lot of people go out here is called what's called Bohol.
Yeah.
Bohol is a nice area where you have beaches. If you want to like swimming, you like beaches. Bohol is a huge attraction. What's the other one? Baguio. What's the other one that everybody goes to? Start with Boracay. Now that's the one you want to go, guy. Boracay. 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 People come from all over the world to see the beaches out there, and it's beautiful. They have recently redone the entire. It's an island. They have recently rehabilitated the entire island. We did it, and the sand is white, sandy, beautiful sand. The beach is blue. You will love it. And people come from all over. Actually, Boracay is like one of the top 10 beaches in the world. So there's a ton of things out here. You'll never get bored, but you can need some Monte. You want to do all that, right?
Let's see. Can you get in with a one-way ticket? Can I say something first before you answer that, Bobby D?
So,
Now, I know many ways to get into countries on a one-way ticket. They got all kind of sites and stuff online to do that with. But let me say this: that's a bad idea because if you come and it don't work out the way you think it's gonna work out, your ass is stuck. And trust me, I have seen enough people here and in some of the other places I've traveled that are homeless, hungry American citizens with no money, begging like locals, trying to get somebody to help them. That is
that's right.
not a good idea. But
That is not. That's right. Exactly what he said. Ditto. You can try. A lot of people try it. Some people succeed, but very few succeed. You'll need a round trip ticket to come out here if you want to do it the legal way and the right way, and the tight way, and the long way. Okay. You need a round trip ticket. Single tickets trying to get here, man. I can do it because I got a permanent resident visa. They'll allow me to do it because they know my residency. But you just trying to be a tourist and get out here. Some people do it and try to get away with it. And most of the time they get caught. A few of them don't get caught, but nah, man, it's not gonna work.
yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, I could tell you how to do it, but I'm no. I don't want to go out there and get stuck, and then you be like, "Well, you told me to come." No.
I could tell you how to do it too. I could tell you, but I don't want to do it, man. It's not worth it. Do it the right way, man. You want to get in somebody's country the right way. Don't be. That means if you got to do a one-way ticket, you don't need to come here because you ain't cheap enough to get a round trip ticket. You ain't got the money to get a round trip ticket. Cause stay home. You don't got the money to live here. Come on, man. Let's do it right. When you enter into people's country, you're a guest in their country.
Right.
Follow the rules. You follow the rules. Nobody can mess with you. Okay. Follow the rules. Rules say you need a round trip ticket. Do what they say.
Okay, Bobby D. Now, do you think it's going to be necessary? Because I'm getting ready to let you go, man. I had you on here for a little bit. So,
Okay.
Do you think it's going to be necessary in the future going to the Philippines that people are going to have health insurance? Like here, next year, they're going to make it a requirement here for tourists to have travel insurance.
Right.
We don't know what's going to happen. So, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I think you're right. That's what's trending. In fact, if you go to Thailand now, you're required to have health insurance to get in and get out. Okay, and that's where it's looking at the Philippines as well. Because what happens is a lot of people come in here to get sick. They don't have this, but they got to get in the hospital. They can't let them die, right? But so they become a ward of the state. The state have to take care of them bills, and they're not going to do it out here. So that's where every country is trending. You got to have your own health insurance to come in the country or to get back. And the USA doing the same thing. It's going to be there too. People are wised up. Some people go to the USA because I know they're going to take care of me here. I ain't got no money in Ireland. I'm going to USA, and they get over there, I'm sick, and you get to the hospital, and they put you on welfare, and you drain out the country's money. So yeah, that's the way of the world, man. You're going to have health insurance, especially with the COVID, man. That's another thing they're getting ready to do is they're going to ready to have a COVID passport. Make sure that you've been vaccinated.
Bobby D, I talked about. I said they're gonna make you take that test if you're gonna travel one way or the other. They're gonna make you take that vaccine.
Right.
One way or the other, they're gonna make you take it.
Yeah, that's what's gonna happen. They're gonna make you take that vaccine whether you want to or not. If you don't want to take it, fine. You just won't go nowhere. Airlines is gonna be a requirement before you get on a plane or before you go to these countries. Then we're gonna have to prove that you have been vaccinated, and if you can't prove that, you won't fly. Okay.
All right, last one. I got to let Mr. Bobby D go. Let's see. Does it have to be a round trip ticket to the U.S. or can I have an on forward ticket to another country?
Very good. Yeah.
You can have. Right. I know that for sure.
Right.
You can have, like, if you fly to Manila, but then you say you want to fly somewhere close, like
Taiwan or
one that starts with a K. There's a K. No, what's it called?
Kuwait.
It's somewhere that's really close. It's like a $39 ticket.
Taiwan. Okay. Taiwan or Hong Kong. All of those are real close.
Japan.
Yeah.
No, Japan ain't close. Korea, Taiwan, Hong Kong. All of those. Taiwan is the closest, and then Hong Kong's next. But yeah, a lot of people get that ticket tied to Taiwan. Real close. Like $39. That's it. What you want?
$39 one way, because that's what they see is onward travel. But I'm telling you, I've seen too many people out there that have done this, and it does not go the way they think, and then they and don't depend on the embassy to save you. That's not gonna happen.
Not gonna work. I'm an American citizen, man. Give me the American citizen. I'm American citizen. You American citizen all you want. You going to jail, buddy. Shut your mouth. They gonna what do you mean I'm American citizen? Put your hand behind the back, sir. I'm American citizen. Next thing you know, you're locked up and done beat you. American don't mean nothing out here when you're in some other country, somebody else's country, man. You got to go by their rules, buddy. Don't come out here like that. Think you're using your American privilege card because you ain't got none out here. Okay? Be respectable because you're a guest in somebody other country and follow their rules. Don't be trying to get over on these people because it's not gonna work. Okay? Telling you right. Markel telling you right.
All right, you got one more. Let's see. Can I buy a ticket at the airport if they ask for no? Because you got to show that even before you get on the plane. They're not going to let you on the plane if you don't have an onward ticket.
That's exactly right.
A ticket.
They're gonna send you. They're gonna say you got to go back home, sir, and get your ticket. You got to go back home, sir, and play that game like that, sir. Yeah, man.
All right, Bobby D, I'm gonna let you get some final words in. Hey, can you put the link into your channel?
Okay.
Where to find you?
Let's see. Hold up. How can I do that, Lizzie?
Like the private chat.
Well, just put the name of the channel in there. And I'll put it up here so everybody can see it.
Okay, right here. Okay. It's called Life in the Philippines. A Black Person's Viewpoint. I'm typing it in right now, private chat.
Yeah, but man, please don't try that, man, and go there and get stuck. I'm telling y'all, dude. You want to see something pathetic in these countries is seeing an American standing out begging with nothing. It didn't go the way they thought it was going to go. That's the worst thing you can see.
That's the worst thing you do, man. But once you get to be traveling around, man, you'll know, you have the idea. You want to travel with class and you don't want to travel on your ass. No, you want to travel with class, man. You want to be classy and you want to be comfortable and you want to be respectable. Okay. You want to be decent. Okay. You don't want to travel. If you can't travel with the right type of money, stay home. Stay home until you get it right. Okay. Don't come out here. Well, I don't got all that money. I can't do it. You cheap, stay home. You got to come out here, make sure your money is right. Okay, that's the main thing I want to point off to. But it's the worst thing you can find, somebody out here homeless, American person, you on the street begging. How many times I've seen that, man? Every time I turn around because they didn't plan right. Okay, and they think they can come out here and live off of love. You can't get a job. You can't get no job out here. No. If you get one, they ain't gonna pay you nothing.
That's the thing, Bobby. They don't understand. Because I get hit up. Well, can I get a job? Dude, you don't want to work it. You're gonna make $7, $8 a day. You're not making $40, $50 an hour. No.
That's because they didn't do their homework. They didn't do their research. You can't make the kind of money that you make in the USA out here. None of these foreign countries, man. That's why they want our dollar. That's why they want you to come there, because they think you got money and you ain't got nothing. You a phony, and they want to get you out of there. Nobody want to be bothered with you. Every time they see you coming, they turn the other way. Okay, here come that man with that foreign man with no money. He broke. Let's go. Because you be begging them. You don't want that, man. They don't want to see you. They want to get rid of you.
No. So, and don't depend on other Americans to try to help you when you're there. They gonna be looking at you like, well, man, I don't know what I'm gonna let you put my phone on speaker and let you call somebody, but I can't buy no ticket for you to send you back home. No,
man. I had so many people try to beg me. Hey, you American? I said, yeah, I'm American. I'm American too, man. Can you help me out? I said, help you out. Help you out what? I need some money, man. I'm trying to get back home. I said, man, that's not my problem. I'll see you later. I walk away because I don't got time to wait for no foolish people like that. Come out here with no money in their pocket and they done spend everything they got and they living on the street. All kind of stuff. They'll run some games. The worst thing you can do is find an expat that's trying to run a game on you. Leave them alone, man. So if you talk about money, say, okay, man, I got to go. Leave them. That's their problem. They trying to make it your problem too? Nah, I got no time for that, man.
I tell them all the time, Bobby, people look at me like I'm crazy. Like, man, you just don't like messing. Dude, I've been around enough of these countries to know.
That's it. You better listen to Mark here. He know what he's talking about. He know he talking about. He world traveler. He been out here just like me. He know what's going on. You know, he know. Yeah, they always trying to hit you over some money, man. And I ain't got time for that. Loser.
All right,
okay, Markel, man. Nice talking.
I'm not gonna keep you on, man, because I know you got stuff you need to do today. But I really appreciate you coming on. Hopefully, I can be back one day
Yeah,
And
man. I'm gonna hit you up, man. When you try to get on my show, man. You need
okay,
to back around when you get whatever you get a chance, man. Let me know, okay?
I'm ready whenever you are. And Miss Lisa
All
B, thank you for
right.
coming in as well.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Marco.
Thank you. She said, "Thank you, Markel." All right,
I,
Markel. Y'all take care. It was nice talking to you guys. And hit my show up with your guy that don't know about me, Bobby D Live in the Philippines, a black person viewpoint. Hit me up, man. You'll be pleasantly surprised. Okay? Okay, Markel. Take care, buddy. Love
I,
you. Take care now. All right.
later. All right, guys. So that was Mr. Bobby D. So I got some more guests coming up next week. Hopefully, you guys will tune in again next week. I got some more surprise guests coming. But until then, guys, I am out. Have a great night. Peace.